Hello, my name is Kaila McCrory, and I'm here on behalf of John Paul Mitchell Systems and Armstrong McCall. What if I told you today in this class that I could teach you a super fast haircut that gives you great flawless results? It's very salon friendly in that you can do it quickly and make a crazy big impact on hair, just with the simplification of the technique and the low amount of partings and sections that you take, so that you can maximize income and maybe even fit in like an extra haircut or a wash house experience upsell so that you can increase revenue. I am going to teach you the Fernanda haircut by Takashi, as well as our super skinny blowout technique, along with two of our Pro Tools I'm going to go over with you while we style our haircut and do the seriously smooth style today. Since I have introduced the super skinny into my take-home sales, I have increased my revenue by 20% in less than 6 months, because this line seriously is so amazing, and it constricts Mississippi humid hair that like you would not believe, and so it just really fights that frizz, and again, it's humidity resistant. So today we started our journey at the wash house with the Instant Moisture Shampoo. It has got mild surfactants, but it is super moisturizing, but it's not too heavy to where you can't use it as a daily shampoo, because it is something that you can use daily, and it just hydrates and revives and just makes even the most rough hair more manageable and smooth. Next, we applied a quarter size, maybe 2 quarters, depending on the density and length and thickness of the hair, of the Supercharged Moisturizer. And this is a great upsell at your back bar or your wash house. Maybe add $10 to your total ticket price and just really say, you know, this weather, this heat, this fake heater that you've got going in your house and your car 99% of the time has really just dried out some of your locks, and this is a great tool to use at your back bar to increase revenue. Infused a hot towel wrapped around it with infused with some lavender oil, just to really set the experience. But you can really maximize ticket price because this is a 3 to 5 minute service. I suggest doing this once a week just because it is such a rich, conditioning, moisturizing mask. Then we applied about a nickel size of the Straight Works from the Super Skinny line. And so what this does, it's just a smoothing styler. It's going to add shine. It's going to minimize frizz. It's got the Super Skinny complex. And what that is lightweight silicones that go in and constrict the water so that the hair dries even faster, or more faster than normal. 30% dry time increased, or so if it takes you 30 minutes to dry your hair, and you take 30% off that, you can again increase revenue because you're not having to take as long to blow out and style your client's hair. And with this super skinny smoothing blowout technique that I'm going to show you, it's really going to maximize your availability on your book. And then we did about a penny size of this super skinny relaxing balm, and it is just smooth enough. It is just thick enough to where it's like a balm. It's not like a serum, but more like a balm, so that it's really helping seal that cuticle from the inside out. Again, using those silicones to just really lay down that outer cuticle and give you a smooth finish. Oh, again, in the Straight Works, I don't know if I mentioned that it is super moisturizing. It has jojoba, chamomile oil, and henna. So gives you just enough slip to where you can really constrict the water out of that hair. Okay, and then I'm going to go into our technique and introduce you to our lovely model. Have a seat. This is our model, Carrie. Say hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Okay, so first off, what I'm going to show you is the first part of this haircut. So basically, you will take a vertical section moving towards the hairline. She has some baby regrowth hairs coming back from having a baby recently. And so what you're going to do is with your body position, turn me, with your body position, you're going to be facing on this right side. And you're just going to pull the hair a little over directed. Let's see if I can move that. A little over directed towards the front. And just pull straight up, and keeping your elbow up, you're going to cut shorter to longer. So the crown will be shorter. Obviously the lengths will be longer. The perimeter will be longer. So you'll just take your next section, vertical back, dropping out that perimeter. Again, keeping my body positioning. Oh, that must have come from that side. Okay, and then keeping my elbow up with my section parting. Because her hair is so long, obviously I have to drop it to cut it. And you're starting from shortest to longest. Moving on to the next section. Again, dropping out those lengths. Going shorter to longer. Working your way around to this center back section. So pulling a little bit from each section and over directing ever so slightly towards the previous section so that you're getting a nice concave haircut with lots of texture and movement on the top, but yet you are a little shorter at the hairline, and as you go back towards the back of the head, it gets a little longer. So again, pulling straight up, cutting shorter to longer, keeping that perimeter down so that you're not cutting any of the lengths. And really, you can control a lot of the movement of this haircut by keeping your sections saturated. Okay, so beginning on this side, I'm going to change my body position. I again am going to take that first section from her hairline, dropping the perimeter as you see, and pulling up, and I'm just going to cut from shortest to longest. I'm going to start, since I started on the other side, I'm going to bring my guide for that shortest layer just from the other section so that I have a very nice, even concave haircut. Pulling that, then taking my next section, next vertical section, just working my way back, dropping that perimeter, and bringing up, having elbow, cutting shorter to longer, taking that next section, including a little bit from the previous section, dropping out that perimeter, this is why keeping my hair saturated is very important. Again, so over directing ever so slightly, cutting shorter to longer, shorter to longer, keeping those very fluid concave layers. So moving around, pivoting with the guide, just a little guide from your previous section. And pulling straight up again, over directing ever so slightly, and cutting shorter to longer. And then this back section is dead center. We're just marrying the two sides together. Shorter to longer. As you can see, it's very concave and most of the layers are closer to the surface. So now I'm going to show you or talk to you about how to connect the corners. So you will just move the hair behind the ear forward, so that, because most people have more hair in the back of their head. So just so that we don't have a disconnection from the layers to the links, we're just going to pull from this bottom, still dropping that perimeter. Pull from this bottom, still dropping that perimeter, and just cutting off those corners right there. Move to the next. Just chopping that corner. Normally, like I said, all of my sectioning, you will have your elbows up for the layers, but because of where the camera is today, I'm pulling my section to that angle and then pulling it over and still cutting as if it was in that section so that it can be seen on camera. I'm just taking off that corner, and last section, just removing that corner as well with the links. And there you see all of our layers flowing very well together. Okay, now we are going to start. I'm going to go over the fringe area with you. So she's not looking for a really short bang, and the original haircut, the Fernanda haircut by Takashi, does include a short bang. So instead of doing it at the nose where Takashi starts, we are going to pull it just a little bit longer. We start at the lips. So about an inch deep, depending on how thick your guest wants their bang line. If they want the bangs to be thicker, you would go deeper into the hairline. So I am going to just pull from both sides, even sectionings, even though she has little baby hair spots right there. So I'm not going to pull obviously from that far. Start about there at the natural recession line and just pull this together, pinching. At her chin.